do you have to accept, I think?
Yeah, it says continue.
Privacy settings. Yay. Okay. So I have one of our 3M clients here, Karen from Arizona. Karen.
Hello.
We're just talking about how it's humid here where I am and super dry. She's putting on lip gloss before we jump super dry. 3,000 plus miles away, right?
Yes.
One day we'll have coffee. I dream of that. One day we'll find a location that we can have coffee and hang out.
Sounds good.
Okay. So Karen has come on to talk a little bit about her 3M journey and what she has gone through in the last 4 or 5 months or so. So thank you so much for sharing. I think there's great value in this and having other women just know that they're not alone, right? And to hear other stories and really the belief that what is possible for them. So I super appreciate you jumping on here for the next 10, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, sure. My pleasure.
Yay. So let everyone know who you are, all the hats that you wear. It'll keep going and going and going and going and going.
Yes, I do have quite a few hats. So my name is Karen. I am 48 years old. I have been a fitness instructor, personal trainer for 30 plus years. I have 4 kids, mostly grown. My oldest is 22 and my youngest just turned 17. So kind of moving into a new, different phase of motherhood, but it's still just as exhausting mentally, worrying about them all and what they're doing.
Yep.
I'm a cheer coach. I coach high school cheerleading. I've done strength and conditioning coaching for girls basketball in the high school level. I still teach fitness classes, do some personal training here and there. And then my husband and I own a tree service company. So I am basically the office for his business as well, HR, accounting, all that good stuff for him. So I juggle a lot of different things. Trying to keep up is a constant battle.
And you forgot puppy.
Oh yes, and new puppy.
Puppy, just slide a new puppy into there. All those hours that you have in a day, slide the new puppy.
Right.
So as someone that comes from a health and wellness background, right? Mm-hmm. Where were you around that 4 or 5 months ago where you're just like, something's got to change here. I'm going to reach out, right? To obviously to Angela and I specifically, I'm going to reach out. Something's got to shift.
Right. So I would say, so like I said, I'm 48.
Yeah.
So kind of after 35, just was on the struggle bus for a long time, where it started with just not feeling great, like constant aches and pains. And I always had something that was pulled or sore or something. And then it just became, even though I was eating really healthy by most people's standards, and I was working out all the time still, I just was gaining fluff around my middle. It didn't matter what I did. And at that time, just in my own journey of studying and everything else, I already knew that it wasn't about exercise. Exercise is not how you lose weight. My philosophy has always been that exercise is how you stay young, but nutrition is really how you stay lean and trim. And so I knew that was an important aspect. But I had done another great program. I had had some great success, but the thing with that was missing also was just the personal accountability. And something that Moni said in one of her beginning videos that I first saw of her was just that how even the pros have coaches that help them. So while I felt defeated and I felt like a phony being in the fitness industry and not being able to fix myself, I think the outside perspective that somebody else can give on a personal level is just huge. And that's what I needed. And that's why I chose to work with Moni.
Yay! You know what I heard the other day? Tony Robbins, love him or hate him, guru, whatever. 9 coaches.
Right. I heard that also. I don't know what I saw of him, but yeah.
Posters or a meme or something that, or maybe I talked about it or Lindsay talked about it. One of our, 9 coaches. And he used to be the guy that has all these events and helps millions of people, with their mindset and life and all these things. I think we never stop growing and learning, right? We never stop growing and learning. So what was the goal? Like, what was the outcome that you wanting to achieve? And then we'll talk about what you're most proud of.
So I came in just really wanting to lose weight. I'm only 5'2", so any additional weight or fluff just like stands out like an elephant in the room. So I really wanted to trim down and get leaner and, lose some weight and just be on that path. And also I just knew at my age that a lot of it was just hormones, struggling with that. So getting more of that into balance and just feeling better as a whole. But my initial goal is, and still is, because I still haven't gotten to what I would consider my finish line, is just losing weight and leaning out, losing body fat. So
yeah, and it's always a journey, right? We talk about, like, everyone, it's a big learning. I think for you too, when we talk about it, it's never like this,
right?
Always like this, and we want it to be like that, right? And I remember for you, one of the biggest things you said to me when you said, these are all the things that I do in my day, and where does this fit in, right? Without being a complete 180 of my life, because I just don't have time or the energy to do that. And energy was a big thing for you.
Yes.
And had to work in your life. And you've been amazing at that and super coachable through that. And it took a bit, right? To try a few things here and there, what was going to work, right? Your meal planning thing, I'll never forget. I love Kara was like, Moni, don't like meal planning. Don't like it. We do it. And I was like, fair enough. Let's figure out something that's going to work.
Yep. Still, I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, eating out is my love language. I do not like cooking meals. I do not like planning meals. Like, just take me out. But
Struggle boss, eating out is my love language, or like my two biggest takeaways, right? So let's wrap this up by saying that, what are you most proud of in your transformation in the 3M journey?
So one of the things I think I'm most proud of is just, one is just the mindset. I know a lot of people, having been in the fitness industry for so long and just seeing everything that's out there on the internet nowadays anyways, it's just that everybody wants something real quick right away. And it's not about that. It's about the mindset and what happens up here and how you think about it and how you plan for your day and how you plan for your success. And it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you have to go in with that mindset. So I would say that for me, that's the biggest thing, is just to say, okay, I'm trusting the process, and I may not see super quick results. Some people might, everybody's different. But I'm just going to trust the process, and I'm going to keep going along and putting in the work and changing how I think about myself and how I think about my progress. So.
And for me, I think what I'm proud of you, Karen, is that you learned, and I think you're still learning, but how to celebrate your wins, right? Because you were like, oh my gosh, the life vest, the smaller life vest fits better, or, oh my gosh, these shorts fit better. But right away, we went to not discredit, I think that's too harsh of a word, but we're like, but I want more. And I'm like, listen, the more will come. Celebrate these small victories and these wins, feel it, right? And then remember your vision and your goal, and keep doing the steps. And being super coachable. Like, you always ask questions. You're always, like we said, that communication is key, right? And having the clients, because we don't take everybody, but the clients that are willing to say, listen, hands up, I have questions, I feel stuck, or I feel like I've plateaued, because those are the best. Because then we can do them. And then I'm hoping you have the confidence now to keep working through them, because they don't stop, right?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yay. Do you have any advice or any tips, you think, to give anyone out there that's sort of like on the fence, or wants to try another thing, or maybe feel like, oh, I have to work out more, coming from like a fitness instructor? You see that a lot, right? The diet culture, work out more, work out harder. Do you have any advice or tips from as a fellow professional?
So in that respect, I think when you're young, you can get away with a lot, but when you're older, it catches up to you.
Yeah.
And so just to move how it feels good for your body. And everybody has a different thing that they like, that they love. Yeah. And like I said, that just keeps you young. It keeps you active, keeps you able to do all the things you want to do later in life. So that tip, as far as exercise, I definitely think And I don't know how much of it was just stress hormone for me working out so much consistently, as much as it was maybe some repetitive use injuries and things that were happening because I was doing the same thing so much. But also just pulling back a bit and being okay with that and not letting my identity be wrapped up in Karen, the fitness instructor. Is like, okay, I need to take a break for myself and I need to focus on what I need for me to make me feel good. So some of that was just stepping back and letting my body rest and recover, which was huge because that was a really hard thing to do. But now as I'm, to that phase, having picked back up and doing more exercise and things like that, it's been easier to add back on. But I also always had a level of anxiety teaching classes, which I think increased my stress level as well when I was working out. Yeah. So teaching less classes because I knew it's what my body needed and I needed just physically was just reducing the stress because I had so many other hats and something kind of had to give a little bit just to give me room to breathe. So.
Right. Bandwidth. It just came down to bandwidth and what you love and what you enjoy too. Right. That's why the cheer came back. I was like, yes, because you love that. And anyways, we can go down the whole rabbit hole there. But anyway, that's perfect. Thank you so much. I think that gives everyone a little bit of a snapshot into sort of your journey. 48. When do you turn 49? Am I older than you?
I'm April. So I turned 48 in April.
Okay. So I'm 49 in December. So I got a few months on you anyway. And 72. No, you're 73.
73. Yeah.
I love that we have to think about it. 73.
I know. I was like, but that was only like 20 years ago, right?
Oh my gosh. And I forget all the time, but that's how it should be, right? Like we just have sort of that vitality in what you're doing and just in life that you're just like, wait, how is this I was like, is this my 50th year? Like, is this the 0? And my husband's like, oh, I got to do this, all this stuff. I'm like, no, we got one more year. But it gives a lot of perspective on, really making sure that we have something, a system or strategy that works in our life. And I think you coming with saying, listen, I'm 48, here's all the things. And even though I love my children, I got to take care of them. They're older. I still worry, even though I love my business and all my other things, the stuff that I have to take care of. And I need to figure out where I fit in. And I think you've done that famously. And I'm super, super, super proud of you. A big smile on my face.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's been a pleasure. I've so enjoyed working with you all. And I hope to be back in the group here, maybe after the first of the year.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Karen. Have an awesome rest of the day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.